Hi, this is Tutor P, and this is lesson 508. The title of today's lesson is the difference between effective and efficient. Or, you could look at the noun too, effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. All right, let's get right into it. If something is effective, it works well and produces the result that was hoped for. So that's the key part with effective. You want it to produce something, or you're looking for the result that you really want, the one that's hoped for. All right, let's continue. If something is efficient, it is able to accomplish the task with the least amount of waste. So this is the thing about efficiency, is you want to save time, money, and effort. So the least amount of waste, especially in regard to time, money, and effort. And the quality of the work produced needs to be an acceptable level too. If that suffers too much, that's not good either. So again, efficiency focuses on wasting as little bit of time, money, and effort as is possible. Effective focuses more on the desired result. Okay. Let's continue. Sometimes there could be some crossover because many companies may judge effectiveness of a plan on a lot of factors that go into efficiency. Often it depends on one's priorities, what's most important to you, and if one is willing to sacrifice some of the factors of efficiency for a more desirable result. There are a number of examples to show this. All right, I got 3 examples. First one is more like with the consumer, the person who buys something. So for example, if one owns a BMW or a large SUV, they may be effective for a desired result. Yeah, so a person who owns a BMW probably cares more about the status and the comfort. Somebody that owns an SUV, probably also comfort for space, but maybe they need a big car or they want a big car. So that's more their desired result. However, they may not be so efficient. Such types of vehicles are not fuel efficient, so they tend to waste more gas. They are large cars, so parking is sometimes an issue too, which can cost time. Sometimes you waste a lot of time looking for a place where you can fit your car. They usually cost more for maintenance. That's true. So again, you're wasting more money. In this case, you may be willing to sacrifice time and money for the comfort and the space, or if it's a BMW, maybe for the status. So it all depends upon what you're willing to sacrifice. Now, the ultimate goal, like especially for a company, is if all 3 could come together. You could have the most effective and most efficient at the same time. That's best. But that situation does not work out every single time. All right, let's look at the second one. The second one is more like for military. Maybe they have a military mission they want to do. The military decided this plan was better, even though it will take a lot longer and costs more money and requires more effort. But it will help reduce the loss of life, so not as many people will die. And backlash from the public. They might be worried about that. In this case, the plan is more effective, but may be far less efficient. Well, it all depends upon what it was. Maybe if they wanted to take over a government or they wanted some government to fall, maybe they may have another plan to take that government out or change that government rather than go there and do military action. Military action might be faster, but it may cause more problems. So it depends upon the desired result and what are you willing to sacrifice or not sacrifice. Okay. And the third one here is, well, we look at a car company again, but this sense the car company producing. So if a car company has a car that's selling well, and a lot of times, when you have a product that's selling well, you want to sell more. They may want to increase production. They have to weigh out the efficiency if the profit is more. So with a company, the real desired goal is more profit. Okay. And, maybe if you just produce a little more, it might be okay, but sometimes you produce a lot more. There's a lot of factors they have to think of because They may make more cars and they may make more sales, but efficiency may go down at the same time, which may cost them more. So they have to weigh it out. They have to figure out what is better. What do they believe will be best for them? Producing more would mean paying workers a lot of overtime. So now you have to pay the workers a higher salary because they're working overtime, so they'll probably get like time and a half at least, or possibly even more. So that's definitely going to cost you more money. You have to factor that in. Or overtime. Overworked employees may make more mistakes too. You know, if they're getting tired, if they're working harder, like every day they're working overtime, they may make more mistakes, and then it takes more time and more energy to check over and fix those mistakes too. So it's another thing that they have to factor in. Okay. Could also lead to more maintenance issues, on the line. It could lead to costing possibly more injuries. Tired workers are more likely to get injured. So more time. So basically, efficiency will go down, but you have to figure out. They'll have to weigh out if the extra sales would produce more profit than the amount of efficiency going down. So this is how they have to weigh it out. But with these examples, maybe you can see more clearly the difference between efficient and effective. Now, if you can work out both to be both at the highest level, that's the perfect situation. But that can't always happen. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice efficiency for the desired result if this is the result that you really want. Anyway, I hope this kind of clarified it more for you so you can see the difference between efficient and effective more. So hopefully you can figure it out. Okay, anyway, thank you for your time. Bye-bye.